battery for your 9114 is dead, you can get one of these cool things from...
I'm sorry, I gave you my second and last one.
Oh.
But
Are they hard to make?
I covered some of the documentation, and I've added some more stuff. So if you're interested in a power supply for 9114, send me an email. I'll send you my article, and it has a lot of information for proceeding on it.
And it's got the plug on one end that goes right into the drive, and a plug on the other end that goes right into your wall. Powers the 9114 without, if you run it off the battery and you run it full bore, it can kill the battery and you're dead right in the middle of copying a disk. With this thing, you can have it running 24 hours full without a problem. It's great. But if you have a pill box, you won't even need a 9114 anymore. Here, I brought my whole LIF-Disk collection just for fun. This is about 1/4 of them. You remember these things vaguely from the past. And it was hard to label them because if you write the label, on the front, the contents on the front, then when you put them in a box, you can't see any of the labels. So I took some of them and labeled the actual spine with little teeny letters so that you could see what the contents were. Remember, we had the swap discs and the chew discs and discs from England and all over the place. Well, because we have the pill box now, there's no need to use the 9114. The problem used to be, okay, I've got an HP71. I just downloaded somebody's program from a disk, which as usual doesn't have any documentation, and it won't run because as soon as I run it, it errors out on line 420 saying X function 153001. Well, that doesn't tell you what the function is. It doesn't tell you what the file is that gives you that function. It's really hard to know what to do. I think most of us would give up at that point. Well, no need, because now you have on your thumb drive, on your HHC 2014 thumb drive, this collection. Okay. You have this folder on there. If you go in, if you go into your thumb drive, into the speakers section, and in the Joe Horn folder, there's all of these files, which are all related to the LIF-Disks. And so, for instance, suppose you have a file that needs X function 153001. Well, I sorted all the 3,000 some Lex files by keyword, by checksum, by every possible way. And so, for instance, let's go to Lex files sorted by keyword and then by file name. Here they all are. Oops, is that off screen?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, it's not bad, it's not bad. And then we search for 153001. And there it is. And it tells us, no, it tells us everything we need to know. Right, everything we need to know is right here. This column is the X function number. So every keyword for every Lex file, all thousands and thousands of them, listed in decimal here and in hex there, just in case you're a hacker and you have it listed in hex, I have that for you too. And so there's 153001, and it's a command called pcopy. And it's in a file called unprlex, unprivate lex. Some hacker wrote a Lex file that you can tell it a file name and it unprivates it. The checksum of the Lex file is that, just in case you want to make sure you have a good copy. And what disks is it on? On your drive, on your thumb drive, you have 99, my entire collection of 99 disks. 33 of them are the official swap disks. And the other 66 are ones that either people sent me or ones I just collected, Lex files over the years. And here are the disks that it's on. That file, unprlex, containing that command, is on swap disk called LexFL1, and then it's also on 3 disks in my collection: Apple Lex, Lex01, and LexSort. And those 4 copies on those 4 disks are all guaranteed to be the same. They all have that checksum. And all you have to do is copy it. And now, okay, how do you copy it into your machine? Piece of cake. Look at this awesome program called ILPER, which Bob was telling us about. Let me kill this. Okay. ILPER. This is so easy to use. All you have to do is hook up your 71 to the pillbox. You plug it into your computer and into your 71. And then you click on this little button right there in the middle. And you tell it which disk image on your hard drive you want to use. Well, we want to use LexFL1.
It's on the left, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, I should mention, there's a special present for you. Suppose you find out that there's a text file or an HP75 text file, which is a different format, on a swap disk that you want to read. Right now, you'd have to plug it all into your 9114, find the disk that it's on, load that file into your HP71 or 75, and then view it on the screen somehow. Not anymore. I took every single text file, either 71 format or 75 format, and converted them into DOS text and put them in the appropriate folders. So let's just look at Chew01. None. That was useful. One moment.
Is it because you've got...
Yeah, it's an open dialogue.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's all right. Okay. Every one of these files that you see on the swap disk on Chew01 was a HP71 or HP75 text file. Well, now you can view it directly right on your PC simply by clicking on it. So no private text. Let's see what that is. Oh, shoot, I got it. It was an open dialogue. One moment. Pay no attention to the man behind the screen. Where the heck am I? Oh, there we go.
Wouldn't it be funny, Joe, if you open a text that says from the Watchtower organization, Dear Joe, we understand your frustration with the
Yikes.
Catholic Church. We're welcome you.
Don't go there. Okay, Chew01.
You find any NOMOC files in there?
Oh, there it is, no priv
Yes,
text.
there are some.
Oh, so this one happens to be a source code listing of no priv. So not only can you tell what it does, but you can tell how it does it. And sometimes the author has comments embedded and so on. It's exactly the same, character for character, the same as what's on the original swap disk. Okay, let's go back to, no. Okay.
Goodness, how much time did you put into that?
Oh, thank you for asking. This whole thing was motivated by several people. First, I'd like to thank Jake and Jackie because all the work you put into those barcodes and everything, I thought, well, we can do the same for the Lex files. And so I got started on converting all the Lex files into making them available on a PC. And then Bob kind of said, well, we don't have to do just the Lex files. Let's do the whole thing. So we're going to eventually have everything not just available on your PC, but also on the web. This is going to become a web archive with actual hot links so you don't have to search manually. Right now it's easy. You just hit Control F or whatever your computer does. But it'll be even easier on the web. So that's
You can download them from the web.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. So we wanted Chew01, right?
Now, again, you have a disk in the drive and you're reading it through the pill
No,
box.
no, right now this is
Oh, okay.
completely unconnected.
Okay.
Completely unconnected.
That's magic.
Yeah, all of these 99 disks exist in your thumb drive. One of those thumb drives is plugged in and you're looking at it. Okay, so this you've got all this in your pocket.
And a thumb drive is like 1/40th full. It's only got like 278 meg.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I was raised for them. We appreciate it.
Okay, here's LexFL1. That's my favorite swap disk, LexFL1. It's like a collection of all the best Lex files. Oh, everybody knows what a Lex file is? Lex stands for language extension. BASIC, which is in the HP71, has a finite set of commands. But if you want a command that does something new, you can write a Lex file in machine language which adds that command, and then it acts just like a built-in command once you've loaded the Lex file. All the best Lex files.
Modules in Excel.
Yeah.
If you write a function in a module in Excel, it considers that as part of the extension, and will execute it automatically when it does recalculation. So that's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's just like that, yeah. Okay, so let's load Lex file 1, and then start. COM port not available. This is good.
What do you expect?
It falls to 5, I think.
No, what?
You know how I felt.
It was working during dinner.
Is it plugged in?
Power supply, powered up. Power supply.
Does that have anything to do with it?
The electrons are running all over the floor. No, there's a tap.
I had that problem last night.
Hazardous waste.
All right, no response. Why? Oh, try that again. I think it's on COM. There we go. Yay. Okay, now the cool thing is the 71 is running. It's talking to ILPER, this program, and ILPER is completely faking a 9114 drive with that disk image loaded, as if it were a disk, and it's faking a printer right here. So if I were to say print something, it should show right up on the
Would
screen.
you send it to a text file?
It came in a second.
PCAT of tape 1.
PCAT. Well, :2. In this setup, the fake drive is the second on the loop.
Well, there's only one, right?
There we go. Here's the list of that swap disk coming right off the hard drive. And that's exactly the same as if you had said PCAT :2 with the real drive as the second device on the loop. So this is acting just exactly like, even if you use low-level IL commands, this thing understands it. It's marvelous.
Cool.
So you mean all the money I spent buying 9114?
The one use,
That's what we mean.
the one great use of it is if somebody like Namir says, hey, could you send me some swap disks, actual physical swap disks with the following swap disks on it? Yeah, you copy them from your hard drive onto the 9114 and mail them off. It's great. It's great.
Cool.
And
It's still
now, what was the
going.
name of that Lex file that we wanted to load? unpr-lex, I think. Oh yeah, I have to press
You're
this.
gonna have to scroll back.
Okay, I'll turn printer is display. Okay, so that'll let us see everything I'm doing.
No, display is printed.
Oh yeah, you're right. 1 plus. Whoa, Nelly. 1 plus 2. Did that show up?
Yes.
Hey, okay, now good. This is now acting as both a printer and a display. So if I say copy unpr, unpr lex :2. Of course, just like as if you were using a 9114, you'd say that to copy it from the second device on the loop, your 9114, into main memory. Well, now it's going off and finding it using all the IL commands as if it thinks it's a 9114, finding the file, and I hope it finds it.
File not found.
It might. You never know.
And it's downloaded on the 71B.
And downloads in at 7. Now it takes a while if the file is way down in the LIF list, because you know how LIF-Disks work. The format is really primitive. Yeah, it has to look at each one sequentially. Aha! PCAT. Here's a list of everything in my main memory, and it just loaded unpr-lex right into main memory.
Nice.
Oh, neuter. While I was doing all this, trying to find the checksums of all the Lex files, which nobody's ever done before, so I wrote a little program that just goes out, grabs the Lex file, loads it in memory, calculates the checksum, right? Until I loaded one, and bam, memory lost. A whole lot of Lex files, as soon as you load them, if your machine isn't set up just right, you'll get a memory loss. So I wrote this program, which first finds where the file is out on the disk without loading it, and then pokes into the directory the fact that it's not really a LEX file, it's something else. it neuters it, and then loads that disabled LEX file into the memory, gets the checksum, and deletes it. So that way I wasn't worried about loading LEX files because they were no longer LEX files by the time I was checksumming. But the checksums are guaranteed accurate, and you can verify any LEX file on your thumb drive with what somebody else has using those catalogs. There's a whole mess of other files in the thumb drive too. If you look in that folder, you'll see all kinds of things like an explanation of the entire LIF format and text file formats and so on. A lot of good stuff in there. But the main point I wanted to get across was how easy it is to use the pillbox with a 71 or 75, or in fact a 41. There's a lot of 41 stuff on the swap disks. A lot of good stuff. And you just plug the 41 right into the pillbox, that right into your PC, boom, you've got all those 41 programs available. Are there any questions about pillbox or this archive that you now have in your pocket?
I wanted to add one thing.
Yeah.
In addition to the LEX files and the stuff on the swaps, we've also collected the ROM images of just about every one of the 71 ROMs that we're also going to put up. And if you haven't been following, there's something Hans Brueggemann, I believe is his name, is making called the FRAM 71,
Yeah.
which is kind of the moral equivalent of a CL for a 41. It's a RAM plug-in to the port on the card reader port on the 71 that will essentially give you the whole 512K address space so that you can basically, with these files that will be available, have all the ROMs, which you can find on eBay for $400 each, or you can download the free one and use it. So that's and there's also some 75 stuff that's coming, and so yeah.
So if I have a 71 ROM that you don't have, what's the word?
Looks like I'm coming to Anaheim. Do you have a diagnostic ROM?
I think you asked me that already.
I think the answer was no. Yeah.
Although that one is, it's actually electrically, it's a takeover ROM, right?
Well, it'll work in FRAM now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, if any of you all have an old LIF-Disk, an actual physical one, that has good stuff on it, you know, that you'd like to share with the world, please just let me know, and we can add this to the collection easy. It's all going to be online in
How do I get it to you?
several. Well, the easiest would be just to mail the disc.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have a stack of discs I have to go through.
Unless you get a pillbox, then you can just email me the file.
That'd be project number 1,829. I've got all the time in the world. My list is 2 lifetimes long.
That's a good thing. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.